Are you tired of suffering with pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, back, neck, or even neuropathy? Have you been told drugs or surgery is your only option? Then we invite you to watch our groundbreaking documentary on regenerative medicine, which may be the answer to your prayers. Don't miss this opportunity to hear from patients who suffered just like you until they discovered our revolutionary breakthrough. The Regenerative Medicine Difference Medical Documentary, brought to you by Body Care Regenerative Medicine.
I'd been having excruciating pain in my wrist for over a year. Along with my wrist, I was having intense burning in my fingers right here. I hunt and fish. It killed me when I couldn't do some of that. I talked to both orthopedic surgeons who had done my knee and my shoulder, and I talked to my family practice doctor. And of course, the only thing they can do for you is opioids.
So I've been racing in race cars for 20 years. I race go-karts as well with a lot of kids that I mentor. So I had a torn rotator cuff, and it was bugging me for years. And then it got to inhibit my ability to drive a race car. And there were certain things I couldn't do, like I couldn't get into a race car, I couldn't get myself out of a race car, a lot of medication, overprescribed medication.
I had a lot of disc degeneration, I had a lot of arthritis in my back, mainly my lower back. They said there really wasn't a lot they could do, especially for the arthritis. And for me, with the disc issues, pretty much the only intervention could be surgical.
Started having a lot of back pain. I mean pain from my neck all the way down to my shoulders, arms, everything. And it was just a pain that I've never, ever felt before.
I suffered a hip fracture. I was also diagnosed with osteoporosis. I was immediately referred to an orthopedic surgeon who said that hip replacement was my only option. I knew I didn't want to live the rest of my life like this.
Do you ever ask yourself, how long is my pain going to last? Did you know that 80% of you watching at this moment will experience back or neck pain in your lifetime? The CDC reports that 50 million Americans have chronic pain. In the next few minutes, we'll meet people whose lives were so limited because of knee pain, hip pain, neck pain, back pain, and even neuropathy. And they decided to go wherever they had to find a solution to their condition. Let's discover what regenerative medicine did for them and what it can do for you.
I'd been having excruciating pain in my wrist for over a year. In addition, I have severe debilitating disc disease that's progressive, and it's affected all the joints just about in my body. I hunt and fish. It killed me when I couldn't do some of that because, I physically could not. A big game fish. I couldn't catch marlin because I couldn't work the reel. I had no strength in my wrist to hold the rod. I was very depressed over what the pain had caused me because I saw it as I made it this far in life. I had the time to go do these things and I couldn't because of the pain. I talked to both orthopedic surgeons who had done my knee and my shoulder, and I talked to my internist who is my family practice doctor. And of course, the only thing they can do for you is opioids. I have no use for those at all with all the press that we've seen. So I was eating a lot of ibuprofen every day. And that's not good for you.
After suffering with severe wrist pain and degenerative disc disease for over a year, Jack decided to get help in alleviating his pain by pursuing regenerative medicine.
Came down, the staff could not have been any nicer. I was seen by a couple of different physicians. X-rays were taken, and they determined where my worst sites were, and I had 4 injections. I had 1 in the side of each wrist, okay, and I had 2 in my neck. And the wrist ones, from the time I had the shots, the next day my left wrist was 100% better than Monday. That was on Tuesday. And I said, well, that's probably due to the anesthesia or something they put on there. Well, on Wednesday I woke up and it was better. It was 100% better than on Tuesday. To show you how good this thing has been is that Saturday was the opening day of deer season. At the end of the day, I checked my phone because I've got the medical part of it turned on. I'd walked 10 miles and climbed the equivalent of 47 sets of steps, and that's all while wearing a package, carrying a gun, and having and loaded down and using my wrist for everything, reaching up and grabbing, pulling myself up, all kind of things. It couldn't have been any smoother. It was not painful from the standpoint of the injection. It alleviated my pain that I've been in for over a year, 24 hours a day, and it was gone. If you want to know if I have any regrets about doing it, the only thing I regret was I didn't do it a year earlier.
We know navigating the healthcare maze can be intimidating, but we're here to help guide you in a direction you might not have thought was even an option because it's so cutting edge. Most providers either work for a hospital group and refer within their own group, or if you're lucky enough to get a timely appointment outside of the hospital system, you're often seen for no more than 3 minutes by someone who's overworked and sees everything from the common cold to life-threatening conditions. Wouldn't you rather see someone who specializes in your condition? Wouldn't you rather go somewhere that has the latest cutting-edge medical technologies and you're listened to for as long as it takes? There are many advantages to being seen at a clinic that specializes in your condition. First off, we have a large network of providers nationwide. Secondly, you're going to receive the latest, most cutting-edge medical treatment. You'll be seen by providers who are staying ahead of technology. We believe that you should make your own choice. Thousands of patients from all over the country have chosen our centers as one of the nation's leading regenerative medicine-only groups. One of the main reasons is all of our clinics across the country have everything you need all under one roof, so you don't have to drive all over town to get the help you need. And since you don't need a referral, find out why more and more people have decided for themselves that our clinics were right for treatment. After all, it's your health. It should be your choice. The Regenerative Medicine Difference Medical Documentary, brought to you by Body Care Regenerative Medicine. Isn't it great to know that modern medicine is helping people get back to their life? If you're suffering from knee, hip, shoulder, back, neck, or neuropathy pain, call our clinic today and take advantage of our free consultation. One of our providers will sit down with you and get all of your questions answered at absolutely no cost. There may be a minimally invasive option that will help you get back to living your normal life. Thanks for watching our documentary on the life-changing benefits of regenerative medicine. We invite you to continue watching for even more stories from patients who have turned to regenerative medicine to help them get back to doing the things they love. More and more of our baby boomers are getting to retirement age, and the question for many is, will they have the health to enjoy that retirement? People are suffering the same problems that they did 10, 20, 20, 30 years ago. But the way that we're approaching the conditions is less and less invasive. While some of our patients are referred out for surgeries, a majority are candidates for a low-invasive, cutting-edge procedure in our offices that can be done the same day without having to take drugs. There are a lot of other options besides taking heavy-duty pain medications that are only masking the pain and making us tired and sleepy. At our clinics, we try to get to the root of the problem through a very thorough exam, so our patients don't need these heavy-duty pain medications. A majority of our patients leave our clinics with very positive outcomes. We have many options that we can use to tailor a plan with the most cutting-edge medical technology to get you out of pain without the use of medications or potentially dangerous surgeries. But if you do need surgery, we only work with the absolute best surgeons around the country, and we'll make sure that you have a referral to see them. Here's the good news. As long as you take care of your body and your ailments before they become huge issues, you can continue to enjoy life. The Regenerative Medicine Difference Medical Documentary, brought to you by Body Care Regenerative Medicine. Being a doctor interested in the field of regenerative medicine, it was a natural approach for Dr. Adams to seek expert advice from us when he fractured his hip and found out he suffered from osteoporosis.
All my life I've been very active, been a motorcyclist, avid hunter, fisherman. In January, I suffered an injury where I fractured my left hip. I went to the VA as I'm a veteran, and they did an MRI and told me that I not only had a fracture, but I also had osteoporosis. They referred me to an orthopedic surgeon, and at that time, his initial recommendation was hip replacement. The challenge, in his words, was because of my age, I'm 51, that in about 10 to 15 years, I'd have to have the procedure done again. That's not something I was really looking forward to. As a physician, I had interest already in regenerative medicine, so we pursued that option. Shortly after the consult with the orthopedist, we did the injection, and about 3 months later, we went back and had a follow-up MRI. To my surprise and theirs, I no longer showed any evidence of osteoporosis nor a fracture. 6 months later, I did a 2,800-mile motorcycle trip up through New England and back. Had no problems whatsoever. I've been fishing this year, I've been kayaking, been very active. What I can say about regenerative medicine is that it gave me my life back. I'm active again, I do all the things that I enjoy, and I don't have to worry that this injury is going to happen again.
For many of you who are suffering with debilitating joint, back, neck, or neuropathy pain, it's good to know providers in our network are independent from any other hospital system. When you go to a provider affiliated with a hospital, you're limiting your options. In our network, we're not affiliated with a hospital or a specific hospital system, so we feel like we can offer an independent opinion about your medical condition. An independent option means that you can trust that you'll be recommended the most up-to-date, cutting-edge medical treatments that are offered for your specific pain. Plus, it means that the physicians in our network will be there for you no matter what joint, back, or neuropathy issue you're dealing with. Isn't it great to know that modern medicine is helping people get back to their life? If you're suffering from knee, hip, shoulder, back, neck, or neuropathy pain, call our clinic today and take advantage of our free consultation. One of our providers will sit down with you and get all of your questions answered at absolutely no cost. There may be a minimally invasive option that will help you get back to living your normal life. Thanks for watching our documentary on the life-changing benefits of regenerative medicine. We invite you to continue watching for even more stories from patients who have turned to regenerative medicine to help them get back to doing the things they love.
About a little over 2 years ago, I started having problems with my back. We are a very active family, and we do a lot of boating, we do backpacking, we do skiing, we do all kinds of everything. Started going to the chiropractor, started going to the orthopedist. Pain just kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the extent where my husband had to help me out of bed in the morning. I couldn't put my socks on, I couldn't put my shoes on. We have 3 grandchildren that live with us, the smallest being 2. know, I can't pick him up, I can't do anything with him. So it got pretty rough. It was very rough. Started out with my general practitioner, who referred me, you know, to go get an MRI and all that stuff, and then I went to a spine surgeon. I had a lot of disc degeneration, I had a lot of arthritis in my back, mainly my lower back. They said there really wasn't a lot they could do, especially for the arthritis, and for me, with the disc issues, pretty much the only intervention could be surgical. But I spent, you know, a couple years going to the doctors to see what they could do. Pain medicine, pain medicine, pain medicine. Wasn't a big fan of that either, so I decided to go to the seminar that they offer. You know, the slideshows, the explanation of everything, how everything works. That just really got me going because finally I felt hope. So on November 1st, I came in and got the injection. And I promise you, by November 4th, my pain went from a 9 and 10 all day, every day, down to a 2 or a 3. My life is coming back. I will be able to horseback ride. I will be able to go on the boat. I will be able to play with my grandkids. I will be able to ride my bike. I will be able to hike.
It's really amazing that there's cutting-edge, minimally invasive procedures with little to no downtime that are helping so many people that for years thought there was nothing that they could do about their pain. Are you having difficulty with navigating uneven terrain? Difficulty going up or downstairs? Maybe even both? What about issues with your balance or shocking shooting sensations in your feet? All of those symptoms are related to various joint pains and neuropathies. Do you want to get back to playing with your kids or grandkids? Do you want to be able to get back to your hobbies again? Did you know our clinics provide free educational seminars all over North America? We've educated hundreds of thousands of patients about their condition and many times give you treatment options that haven't been presented to you before. There's a new technology coming out every day, and we've had lots of patients who have been told as early as 3 or 4 years ago that there was nothing that could be done for their condition. They came to see us, and because we stay at the forefront of medical technology, we're able to give them possible solutions to their condition. We gave them their hope back.
I started practicing pain medicine about 15 years ago. I did my residency in physical medicine and rehabilitation, so we dealt a lot with chronic disorders, the joints, the nerves, and even the brain. And then when I got into pain management, the thing that seemed to be working was we were able to manage patients' pain, keep them functional, but we would always hit an endpoint. For example, you'd get to a certain level of medications, or you do a certain number of injections with steroids, and then there was nothing after that. And they were almost left in limbo where they were stuck on chronic opioid pain medications, and we know all about the opioid crisis going on now. So I started looking into different aspects of getting patients better and ran across regenerative medicine. When I started doing it several years ago, these patients actually started getting better. Patients were not only getting better and remaining functional, but they were starting to get off their opioids even, which was a big plus because there was nothing out there to get patients off of opioids. If you got them off of opioids, they'd be stuck in chronic pain. This was the first time that you could get them off of opioids and get them out of pain and keep them out of pain. Some of my greatest successes come from osteoarthritic changes, specifically in the joints such as the knees and shoulders. Patients would come in and they would have severe osteoarthritis of the knees where they were looking at a knee replacement, and then there were some that were not candidates for knee replacements for other medical conditions that they had. Those patients, when we injected them, we were finding great success where they were becoming more functional, getting off of their medications, and basically overall having an improved quality of life that we were not able to provide them before with just regular pain management. The other aspect that we see is peripheral neuropathy. That was a big and surprising area that we weren't expecting to see a lot of regeneration in the nerves, because right now there is no treatment for regenerating nerves. There is no treatment for peripheral neuropathy, especially in diabetics. And we were starting to find patients improve with their diabetic neuropathies, where they were again able to come off a lot of their medications that had side effects. They were no longer getting the side effects of those medicines. They were able to be more ambulatory, and overall were again having a great improved quality of life. I think one of the best cases that I had was a lady who had osteoarthritis of the hip and was wheelchair bound. She was 92 years old, and basically she was non-surgical because of her age. She had no option basically but to try something like regenerative medicine. When we did regenerative medicine on her, after a week she had improvements, and within 2 weeks she was actually out of her wheelchair and actually standing on her own. I think that was one of the best cases that I had, was this old lady who had no other option but to sit in a wheelchair the rest of her life and probably die in that wheelchair, was able to get out and walk and move around, which was absolutely fantastic.
Isn't it great to know that modern medicine is helping people get back to their life? If you're suffering from knee, hip, shoulder, back, neck, or neuropathy pain, call our clinic today and take advantage of our free consultation. One of our providers will sit down with you and get all of your questions answered at absolutely no cost. There may be a minimally invasive option that will help you get back to living your normal life. Thanks for watching our documentary on the life-changing benefits of regenerative medicine. We invite you to continue watching for even more stories from patients who have turned to regenerative medicine to help them get back to doing the things they love. We've been talking a lot about our treatments of knee, hip, shoulder, back, neck, and neuropathy pain, and how it causes people's lives to dramatically improve for the better. We give them their lives back. Our minimally invasive treatments have very little downtime and are same-day procedures. We have patients that commute 8 to 10 hours away because of our results. Patients are able to have a very thorough exam and are treated the very same day. No need to be admitted to the hospital. We have a lot of success in getting people better. We use the most up-to-date medical technologies to keep our patients safe, including imaging, guidance, X-ray, and monitoring. People from all over come to our network of clinics to find the relief they couldn't find anywhere else. Over 50% of patients come from out of town, and they've learned that our network of clinics is well worth the trip. Wouldn't you go to the ends of the earth if it meant that you could get relief? Our patients travel from near and far to find the help that they need. That includes race car driver Robert Wright, who couldn't find the help he wanted in his home country of England. So he came to us all the way from England, which is 5,000 miles away.
Hi, I'm Robert Wright from England. I've been a speed addict, because you can call it, for 40 years. And once I became somewhat financially able, my love for race cars finally hit home. So I've been racing in race cars for 20 years. I race go-karts as well with a lot of kids that I mentor. I had a bad wreck driving cars. So I was very frustrated why I couldn't get in my race car. I couldn't drive my race car. When I would strap myself in, or my pit guy would put me in, I would still feel the pain driving. And that was a negative, because every time you go around a fast corner, the last thing you want is pain. I looked into regenerative medicine for a couple of reasons. One, where I come from in England, a lot of medication, oversubscribed medication. So I came to America. I've been living here for 40 years. The culture is very big on pill popping. Any ailments, give you a pill. Unfortunately, that's not my MO. So when I looked into this treatment, I was a bit skeptical at first, because I wasn't sure whether it's kind of one-hit wonder. But I had certain ailments. I had a torn rotator cuff, and it was bugging me for years. And then it got to inhibit my ability to drive a race car. And there were certain things I couldn't do, like I couldn't get into a race car, I couldn't get myself out of a race car. So once I had the treatment, my driving was so much better because I was pain-free. I could work on the track, my speed and my lines, and not have a hard time with my pain. And then when I go out the car, I could not get out the car, and I'll give you a demonstration. I could not put my hands on the side of the car and lift myself out without a lot of pain. And that was a big thing. It's embarrassing to get in a race car and then can't get out.
Not being able to find a solution to his pain, Robert was willing to go anywhere in the world to get relief. The great news is Robert is able to get what he was looking for. And after his minimally invasive procedure, he was able to get back to living his life on his terms again.
I've had treatment for neuropathy on my feet. I've had it in my back for a little trapped nerve. And the greatest one I had was I had it in my shoulder on a Monday for arthritis in my right shoulder. And this is probably hard for you guys to believe, but on Tuesday morning, it had gone. So the next day, my range of motion in my right shoulder, I could completely rotate the shoulder all the way around completely to match my left shoulder. I've become a better driver because I'm more confident in my body. I do abuse my body 24/7. I do. That's not kind of any line. I do totally abuse my body. At 61, I feel my energy level is like 18. And I think the treatment will benefit people if they have a great attitude, good diet, exercise. It will complement the whole procedure.
Years ago, surgical interventions would have kept Robert down for months. But with using our modern cutting-edge techniques, he was back to doing what he wanted in 1/10 the time. Isn't it great to know that modern medicine is helping people get back to their lives even if they're suffering from knee, hip, shoulder, back, neck, or neuropathy pain? Many patients have given up. Our recommendation is to come in for one of our free consultations. One of our providers will sit down with you and get all of your questions answered at no cost. There may be a minimally invasive option that can help you get back to your normal life. The Regenerative Medicine Difference Medical Documentary, brought to you by Body Care Regenerative Medicine. Sergeant Bobby Thompson served the military for 23 years and started to wonder if his retirement years would be overshadowed with debilitating chronic neck and back pain.
I actually started having a lot of back pain. I mean pain from my neck all the way down to my shoulders, arms, everything. And it was just a pain that I've never, ever felt before.
As someone who's also worked inside the VA hospital as part of his service and saw firsthand what type of healthcare options were offered, Sergeant Thomas elected to take his health into his own hands and discovered regenerative medicine.
And went in, did the procedure. My actual experience, within maybe a month, I felt a lot better. The pain was not the same at all, almost gone. And right now today, and I think it's been about maybe 9 months, 10 months, I feel great. I can do things that I've done back in the past and, just able to, like I said, play with my grandkid, pick them up, going around, I'm not selling it or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna try to do something, this is something that you should at least go and try to read up on, because it worked for me and I love it and I feel good, and this right here is something that people should know about and get into.
We believe it's your life, and when it comes to living in pain, we want you to know there are other options, and that's why so many people choose to come to our clinics as the nation's leaders in regenerative medicine. If you're interested in seeing if our network of clinics can help you get out of pain, please call to schedule your free consultation.
It is our compassionate intention to possibly help people suffering from chronic pain and other symptoms that traditional medicine has not been able to successfully help. We hope this information is helpful and encouraging in your journey to take back control of living your life on your own terms once again.